It's only right that I introduce brother, great gentleman. And we have an excellent live tonight. It's only right that we do it in a fly fashion, man. Not high fashion, but fly fashion. Before I even get started, everything that we're saying on this live is strictly for entertainment and educational purposes. We don't condone nor promote any criminal activities whatsoever. And we look forward to giving some great game. It's a lot of people that Ambassador Ron, where you been? Where you been? Where you been? Where you been? Man, I've been living life. You know what I'm saying? Going through ups and downs within the life, within life in general, not even just a lifestyle, because we all know that I'm an entertainer. But we have a great topic tonight, man. Is it in you or is it on you? And this is for the 16s and the 304s. You know what I'm saying? Again, we don't condone or promote any criminal activities whatsoever. For all the people that will watch this live, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. You know what I'm saying? It's some profound information about to be spilled tonight. You know what I'm saying? So get you a seat, get your pen pad or whatever you want to call it, your piece of paper, get you a notebook and your pencils and all that. You know what I'm saying? We finna pop it tonight. You know what I mean? And for all the individuals that have been hit me up on Instagram or try to hit me up on Instagram, unfortunately, they deactivated my Instagram account, man. They trying to come against this game, so I need everybody that reach out to me on Instagram at previous times in the past. The best way to reach me is through my YouTube channel. Comment in the comment section, and I'll get back to you promptly. What's up, my guy Odie, man? We got Odie in the building, man. Shout out to Odie, man. Victorious Valet in the back fly, man. We got our cigars. And we just want to talk about it, man. We've been seeing a lot of crazy things on social media. Hit that thumbs up button before you even continue, though. You know what I'm saying? Hit that thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? We got a few people that's watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button before we even continue. I don't want to, pop it this whole live and I don't got people hitting that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for sure. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Is it in you or is it on you? We gonna talk about it. I've been seeing Mexicans, white boys, Indians, Chinese, every single race you can think of talking about they just gang, they did some pimping. You know what I mean? You didn't had young ladies that desire to be video vixens, broads from Starbucks, you know what I mean? J.C. Penney's, Buffalo Wild Wings. They even talking about they stump down. She works these jobs currently and she's telling, some authentic representation or even just putting it out there on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm really stumped down. I think I see one young lady working at Target and she posted herself in her uniform and she put it on Instagram and said she was stumping down. So we gotta definitely give clarity within the game because it's a lot of misconceptions. It's a lot of just blasphemy, if you ask me. Just a lot of crazy ass shit in the game. And I got to talk about it, from Ambassador Ron's perspective and Victoria's Valet's perspective, you know what I'm saying? But before we even get started on the ladies, we got to get started on the gentlemen, man, or individuals that say they're gentlemen. We got to get started on them. And I don't want any confusion, too. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I don't want any confusion whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I didn't have people approach me in public. Are you Ambassador Ron? Oh, it's another day in paradise. And I'm just like, look, man, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm out chilling right now. Nah, I gotta chop it up with you, brother. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, look, brother, at the end of the day, and let me just say this too, it's a certain type of way you conduct yourself when you meet another gentleman. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be acting like you want to choose the ism, you know what I'm saying, when you meet him in public. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep your composure, man. I am a human being. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm sort of a big deal, but damn. Ambassador Ron, man, if you coming up to me in top of it, P, you must be 200 toes deep because you have been missing in action. Nah, it's not even that. It's not even that, man. I've just been kicking back, settling my thoughts, gathering my thoughts, and you know what I mean? Continuously learn every day. Every day, learning more and coming back sharper for YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I'm an entertainer, you know what I'm saying? I don't condone or promote any criminal activities whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? 200 toes, that's something though, man. Miss Keita, peace and blessings. Game motivated. What's happening? Need to get in the mic. to clear up the audio, but top of it. Oh, you can't hear me? Damn, y'all can't hear me? I thought I was loud enough. Mic check. Can y'all hear me? Let me know y'all can hear me. I might have to get hella close to the camera. Y'all can't hear me? Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, man. We're gonna talk about it tonight. So okay, Kita can hear me. I can hear you. Okay, you can hear me for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man, it's been a lot of, and I'm trying to save a lot of, but it's echo. Oh yeah, it is kind of an echo. Okay. And we're gonna have to just rock out with the echo for right now. And it's staticky. We're gonna have to rock out with the echo and staticky. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, one of the individuals that may be watching this live, you know what I'm saying, they can sit up there and subscribe to the YouTube channel so I can get monetized. I'm already monetized, but subscribing, hitting that notification button, and also consultations, for all the young ladies that want to sign up for a consultation. Those consultations can help me get a new phone. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother get a new phone, man. You know what I'm saying? But fuck it though. You know what I'm saying? We gonna rock out. You heard, bro, just that buzz in the background. You hear just that little static, that buzz. Yeah. We just have to rock out with the live, man. We gonna talk about it tonight. We gonna start with the fellas. We're gonna start with the fellas, man. How do you know what's in you and not just on you? A lot of individuals, they truly believe, and I had to do this live because there's some individuals that it don't matter what the hell Ambassador Ron say. They gonna go out there and call themselves doing some pimping anyway. You know what I'm saying? I can tell them, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? Look, bro, and I use bro or brother. I might even use brother because bro it might be a little disrespectful. Look, brother, you know what I'm saying? The lifestyle, it has a lot of ups and downs, and you don't have to go through those ups and downs of life. You know what I'm saying? And the lifestyle in particular. Life alone is challenging, especially as a black man. But also, because people tend to think just because you're a black man that you can be a gentleman of leisure. And we have to dispose that myth now. Just because you are a black man or a black male, either one, does not mean that you can be a P. You know what I'm saying? Because individuals, I've been seeing that a lot. Like before, okay, the first thing, P, you know what I'm saying, for it to be in you, you gotta be a black man. That's not necessarily true. I know a lot of brothers at the end of the day, they black, but they don't got an ounce of this shit. You know what I'm saying? They tricking off in the strip club. And let me just say this. If you are tricking off in the strip club, if you go to a strip club and you be like, well, shit, Ambassador Ron ain't watching. The Victorious Valet ain't watching. You know what I mean? Sinful ain't here no more. Freeze, you know what I mean? He's probably inside doing a live somewhere. Shit, you know what I mean? Or out and about, doing his thing. Shit, my pea partners ain't around. Shit, the broad is down. You know what I mean? Shit, look, this broad right here, bad. You know what I mean? If I just sit up there and tip her and give her this $50 tip, you know what I'm saying? I might even get some action. You know what I mean? Didn't Gorgeous Dre say, Ambassador Ron, didn't Gorgeous Dre say in one of his rap songs that, you know what I mean, you sit up there and you might tip the young lady, you know what I'm saying, and just let her know I appreciate you for what you do. It's not no tricking going on, but I just appreciate your hustle. Didn't Gorgeous Dre say that? See, a lot of you niggas out there, you using that particular game in order to try to get up underneath a broad. You know what I'm saying? You're using that particular game to try to get underneath a broad, but what's hidden behind that is the spirit of trick. Straight up, just flat out trick. You know what I'm saying? Just flat out trick. You know what I'm saying? You a pimp in the light, but a trick in the dark. It don't work like that. Because whatever's in the dark will come to the light. You know what I'm saying? So you can't live both lifestyles. You can't be in a lifestyle living two lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say that again. That's coming from Ambassador Ron. You can't be in a lifestyle living two lifestyles. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of times Ambassador Ron be popping his shit. A lot of motherfuckers get quiet. Motherfuckers stop answering their cell phone because they say, you know what? I can't even talk to Ambassador Ron. And let me say that too, because if you are on the phone with the pimping a lot and you always chopping it up, that's how I know a lot of individuals are abiding by the rules of the game. Anytime you stop hearing from your P partner for a long period of time, 9 times out of 10, he's doing some square ass shit. And that's just fat-headed facts, you know what I'm saying? But if he's always tapping in with the pimping, 9 times out of 10, if he's tapping in with some authentic representation, 9 times out of 10 he's abiding by the rules of the game. If you don't hear from that motherfucker, 9 times out of 10, man, the bitch got him in an entanglement. You know what I'm saying? He got some other square shit going on. You know what I mean? That's not always the case, but a lot of the times, that's not always the case. Because I know some brothers were like, I know I ain't been tapping in, Ron. It's not because I'm on some square shit. You don't owe me no explanation. But getting back to the topic, man. You know what I'm saying? What a turnout gotta do to get with me. What a turnout gotta do to get with me. The first thing that you need to do is hit that thumbs up button. You know what I'm saying? First thing you need to do is hit the thumbs up button. Let's see if they can pay attention. Let's see if you can, you know what I'm saying, follow instructions. Hit the thumbs up button. You know what I mean? Like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about this game. You know, for people that do want a consultation, for all the young ladies and some of the fellas that desire to be in this lifestyle, or if you're not in this lifestyle, because my topics, they can really motivate somebody that's not in the lifestyle or somebody that's in the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I did that already. Okay, you did that? Okay, so this is my email. You know what I'm saying? For all those, because they suspended my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So this is my email. You guys write it down. If somebody's serious, you know what I mean? For the fellas, if you're serious, for the young ladies, if you're serious, and anybody that's a business individual has an email. You know what I'm saying? ambassadorofgame@gmail.com. That's my email. Shoot me an email. Show me that you're serious. You know what I mean? For the fellas and the young ladies. Now, for those that want a consultation, I'm not going to do the consultation to strictly tell you if you are a pimp, if you're not a pimp. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I'm saying? I will give you game, but it don't matter at the end of the day if you're going to do what you think is in you anyway. But I always talked about the test, troubles, and times. I always talked about the 3 T's on a regular basis. I always talked about the three T's. I will have a call-in, not tonight, but on a later live, I'm going to have a call-in, and the individuals can call in. You know what I'm saying? Hit that thumbs up button up. You know what I'm saying? Hit that thumbs up button up. You know what I mean? But for the fellas, at the end of the day, a lot of individuals think that it's in them because in high school, you know what I'm saying, they had a whole bunch of bras. Like, hey, Ambassador Ron, I know this shit is in me. You experienced that?
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You experienced? Yeah, man. They sit up there and I know it's in me, P. I had bras in high school. I used to take them to the bathroom stall and wear their ass out all the time. I knew I was this game, P. Ain't nothing you could tell me. I know platform and shit. You know what I'm saying? You all on YouTube exposing the game and you know what I mean? P's don't really do that. P's don't do that. They don't get on the internet all talking about the game and all that. We don't do that though, for real. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's in me. Who is you to say if it's in me, P? You speaking down on a real P. That's how a lot of cats get down. And the reality is, I'm telling the truth, and they hate the fact that I'm telling the truth because just because you fucked a whole lot of bras in high school does not mean the game is in you. So we already have, just because you're black don't mean the game is in you. There's plenty of black tricks all over. You know what I mean? On the West Coast, you have a lot of tricks that they hide the fact that they're tricks. They try to meet the broad on the back street and catch a date or two. And, you know, more so on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? They pretty much more blunt about tricking. You know, you got some dudes that hide the fact that they tricks out there too. You know what I mean? But just because you're a black man, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we ran trains on women. You know what I mean? Let me tell you though. In high school, I already had it all figured out. It started off when because this is how they gonna try to get a lot of the young ladies. Because if a lot of young ladies ask the question, how do you know if this is in you or not? A lot of the individuals will get offended. You know what I'm saying? How do you know if this is in you or not? I don't recommend the young ladies asking this particular question, but if she made a mental note in her head, how the hell you know what I'm saying? Is it really in him? And I always say this at the end of the day, not only in high school, but even in middle school or college. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they rationalize why the game is in them, but you haven't went through those 3 T's I talked about: test, troubles, and time. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't went through the 3 T's, there's no way in hell you can say you this game. For the ladies and for the fellas. You know what I'm saying? You having a girlfriend that used to give you money because she asked her mama for some money and her dad for some money and gave it to you doesn't mean that's how I knew it was in me and that's how I knew it was in her. Just because your girlfriend gave you some financial aid money don't mean that it's in them. Now, I will say this. It may be in them, it may not be in them. Just because your girlfriend gave you some money from financial aid, it might be. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the defining factor on knowing if it's in her or not. Just because she gave you, she bought you a slice of pizza. Now, a lot of people might test to see if she's willing to go purchase the young man something. Let me see if she's willing to go purchase me something. You know, that's a test. But does that mean the lifestyle's for her just because you sent her to get a pizza? No. There's a lot of individuals sending broads, but not doing no damn pimping. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can send her, you know, I know the saying, we gonna talk about, I sent her before I bent her. I sent her to get me a slice of pizza, or I sent her to go get me Mickey D's, or I sent her to the grocery store. I sent her before I bent her, P. Niggas is making up their own rules. They're taking the rules of the game, and what they're doing is they're having their own definition of the rules of the game. That's a problem. They're creating their own, they're taking the rules of the game and creating their own definition of the rules of the game. Just because you sent her before you bent her don't mean it's in you. So we have just because you're black, just because you got some food out of high school, food from the broad in high school, just because she gave you some money, does not mean it's in you. You know what I'm saying? So you might ask, okay, Ambassador Ron, you know what I mean? We know that the person, you know, just because they black doesn't mean it's in them. Just because he fucked a whole bunch of broad that is in them, we know that at the end of that, we know all that. Get a little deep, you know what I mean? Because you hitting the surface right now. You know what I'm saying? What about somebody's background? What about somebody's background to help you understand if this person's for this lifestyle? You know, a lot of us gentlemen of leisure and just men in general, if you're a man in the lifestyle outside of the lifestyle, you should always do a thorough job of analyzing that young lady's history. And, you know, for the young ladies too, you know what I'm saying? You should know that man's history, but he's not going to just reveal his history up front. A lot of individuals, you would have to get to know that person and he'll open up more to you. What it looks like to choose that person is you're opening it up and you're turning away from square ways. You know what I'm saying? A lot of individuals in the game, a lot of the fellas, you know, it's not in you, so you can't turn out no broad. You know what I'm saying? It's not even in you to do this shit, so you can't turn out a broad if you're a fraud. You know what I'm saying? It's not in you to do this shit. It never was. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest way to find out if it's in an individual, you want to know if it's in them? I always say, I tell the young ladies, you want to know if he's some real folks? Let me serve them tonight. You know what I'm saying? That'll also let you know if it's really in them or not. Can he take a serving? You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of dudes with pretty broads. I'm talking about gorgeous. They looking good. They in the strip club. Some of them is resorts. Some of them on blades. Some of them is in many places or whatnot. But he's only a P because he hasn't been tested. Quote unquote P. You know what I'm saying? He's only a quote unquote P because he hasn't been tested. He ain't went through shit. You know, and the broad that he did lose, he didn't give a damn about her. Let him lose a broad that he really likes. It's easy to pimp on a broad that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to send a bitch that you don't like. Let him lose a bitch that he likes. You know what I'm saying? Fetty E, top of it. What's up with my guy? Again, for everybody, my Instagram is suspended. So, hey, for everybody that got love for me, that fuck with my platform, like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to shoot my email, you know, for those that want to chop it up, you know, consultations or whatnot. And I am going to set up a new Instagram because I hate the fact that they deactivated my shit or suspended my shit. I don't know what's going on. Somebody was probably reporting my shit trying to go against this game. You know what I'm saying? But the best way to know if it's in him is him losing a broad he really likes. You know what I'm saying? Let's find out if he's some real folks or not. You know what I mean? Hey, if he's riding up and down the blade, you know what I'm saying? Getting out the car, grabbing the firearm, bring your ass here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going no motherfucking where. I told you it's death row, ho. And niggas that say it's death row, I've always said this. He said it's death row because he's scared for the bitch to blow. I've always said this. He said it's death row because he's scared for her to blow. You know what I'm saying? I don't even go with that death row shit. You know what I mean? We in a lifestyle. You know, I don't like nothing in regards to death, you know, in regards to the lifestyle. We speak life in the lifestyle. What the fuck I look like talking about welcome to death row? You know what I mean? That's just a nigga that's scared to let the bitch go, man. You know what I mean? Welcome to death row. No, welcome to life, bitch. Welcome to another day in paradise. Fuck is you talking about? Welcome to death row. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to put a bitch in an electric chair and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's by choice. You know what I mean? We ain't putting shackles and chains on bitches and shit and putting them in cages. You know what I mean? I know a lot of niggas like animals and shit like that, but that don't got nothing to do with this game. And for them niggas that's scared to let the bitch blow, scared to let the bitch go and shit like that, man, they not of this game. But him getting knocked will also reveal what's real. You know what I'm saying? That's another way to see if it's really in him at the end of the day, if it's really in that individual at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because and another thing is this, because there's so many things that come to my mind when I think about how do you know if it's really in him. You know what I mean? If he gets knocked and he's coming to the blade with shotguns, weapons of mass destruction, he never had any instructions, you know what I mean? But he got weapons of mass destructions around this motherfucker. If he's pulling up on a blade with Pusha Icy mask after he got knocked, you know what I mean? If he's sitting up there calling the cops and giving anonymous tips, you know what I'm saying? And what is it called? An Amber Alert. You know, trying to signal out an Amber Alert after we got knocked. Pimping and sat out there and served him. Hey, P, you know what I'm saying? The bitch that you had, you know, she decided to come fuck with me, whatever the case may be. Whatever little slick lines or nursery rhymes niggas got. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, she decided to come fuck with me. And he sit up there and he want to put out an Amber Alert after getting knocked. It's not in him. All that P's make mistakes shit, nah, that's not a mistake. That's in you. You know what I mean? Like a lot of motherfuckers go out and they blow their whole check at the strip club or take the bitch trap and throw it all on the strip club. Oh man, that was a mistake. No, that's in you. You know, it's certain things within the game, it's certain actions that just reveal this is just in you. That wasn't no damn mistake. Especially if an individual's been listening to my platform, me, Freeze, Sinful, Gorgeous Dre. If a motherfucker had been listening to us pop this game and he listened to all this good game, then he go in the strip club and throw some money. It ain't in him. Nigga, you got some great motherfucking game and you still decided to throw money in the strip club? It's not in him. It's not in him. All that mistake shit, that ain't no goddamn mistake. You know what I mean? That ain't no mistake. A mistake is like, you know, a pimp presiding over a young lady in the wrong manner. You know, you had her up under you for too long and you should have sent her on auto or fired a bitch sooner. That's mistakes. Shit like that is mistakes. See, the mistakes that pimps make are subjective. You know what I mean? The mistakes that pimps make are subjective. They really are not, they're debatable. The shit that a lot of these niggas do ain't debatable. Throwing money in the strip club, buying your baby mama red bottoms, but you got your hoes wearing light up heels. You know what I'm saying? Having girlfriends on the side. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there tricking off on a blade. You know what I mean? Getting into shootouts. You know what I mean? Because somebody sweated the bitch. Killing motherfuckers. Literally taking the air out of somebody's body behind a bitch. Or behind some words. Let me just say that too, man. You know what I mean? Because it is so much that comes to my mind when I think about, is it in somebody? Anybody can put on a fedora, some motherfucking glasses, and a button-up motherfucking shirt. Anybody can pop it. You know what I'm saying? But can he exemplify everything that's coming out of his mouth? You know what I'm saying? When he gets knocked, you know what I'm saying? Is he still a pimp? Is he still a pimp when he's homeless? Or when times get tough, when situations get thick, does he turn thin? Or is he gonna ride through the game through thick and thin? A lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying, they talk about ride or die, but he's just a passenger within the lifestyle. He just in it for the ride. He just in it for the ride. That's it. And then when his run is over with, you know what I'm saying, all that pimp shit go out the window. How, you know, every 5 years it turn around. Every 5 years is a turnaround. There's a turnover. You know what I mean? You'll see guys in the game for 5 years, you know what I'm saying, or not even that long. Every 5 years, it's a new batch of individuals getting into the game. And the same guys that you saw 5 years ago, you might not see 5 years later. You know what I mean? They were just in it temporarily because the test troubles and times is going to reveal the real when he gets knocked. When he's homeless. When he's homeless right there, that's the biggest one right there. That's the biggest one right there to see if it's really in him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of individuals have never went homeless for 3 months. That's 90 days. A lot of niggas tell a bitch about a 90-day run, but they haven't been homeless for 90 days. And for the motherfuckers that say, yeah, man, I ain't never been homeless, no 30 or 90 days, nigga, I ain't never been homeless for no 3 months, nigga. It's because you weren't doing it right. You was doing it from the hip. And I'm just keeping it real. A lot of niggas have never went 90 days, I'm gonna say 90 days homeless. Never. I'm talking about without no scams. I'm talking about without selling dope. I'm talking about without stealing some shit. I'm talking about with none of that. Without no plays. Hey, P, I got this one little play. I know you hungry or whatnot. I got this one little play. I'm talking about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Down every single day. You know what I'm saying? Until you knock. I don't sell weed. I don't sell dope. I don't scam. I don't got no hustle. I don't know how to sell this or flip the pack or slide on credit cards or sell no motherfucking rooms or no hotels or no flights. Nigga, none of that shit. I'm talking about straight lace with this shit. A lot of niggas call themselves straight laces because they doing a lot of square shit behind closed doors. They scamming this shit. And what they do is they make it appear as if they doing some pimping. But, you know, he's just selling some product. That's all he's doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're a salesman doesn't mean it's in you. It's a lot of salesmen out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of salesmen out there. And for the ladies, you want to know if he's a salesman? Because every salesman can't be no pimp. And a pimp is not a salesman. The one part that is corrected is that before you're a pimp, you have to be a man. But a salesman, no. Just because you're a salesman does not make you this game. You know what I mean? OP. I used to work at Best Buy. You understand me? I worked at Best Buy. You got to think about it, P. You know, a motherfucker that work at Best Buy is always on his feet. Sucker Repellion, top of it. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. Hey, man, keep up the good work, P. Appreciate that, man. Blessings. Shout out to Sucker Repellion, man. I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm about $20 away from another check from YouTube coming in, man. So if you guys can support me, I greatly appreciate that. Appreciate that, Sucker Repellion. Much love. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you got people at motherfucking Best Buy. Well, you gotta think about it, P. A pimp, he pretty much can be a pimp, P. Like, let's really talk about it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, P. You know what I'm saying? Like Shark could say, let's get into the meat and potatoes, P. He's on his feet all day. A pimp is always on his feet all day. You understand me? He wears a collared shirt, because in Best Buy, I had to wear a collared shirt. It had my name on it, the tag name. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting them know, you know what I mean, my name in the game. You dig what I'm saying? And I had to sell shit. I was a salesman. I had to, you know, home theaters. You know, I was at home theaters. I was in digital cameras. You understand me? I was at accessories and home supply and shit. And I had to sell them. I had to sell them the product. So at the end of the day, since I had to, glory to the game, top of it. So I had to sell them the product at the end of the day. That make me good for this game. Tell me why I'm wrong, Ambassador Ron. Tell me right, because you know what? A lot of salesmen will only tell you about the good sides of the product. They're trying to sell you some shit versus just being the truth. I've always talked about what the truth is from my opinion and from what I know and from my knowledge. You know, one of the first things you have to be, and even Sinful talked about this, is the truth. In order for you to be a man, one of the things you have to do is be a provider of the truth. You know what I mean? You can't call yourself this pimping if it's one-sided. You're not talking about the downsides. So it's not in him if he's only talking about the positive parts of the lifestyle, but not the problems with it in the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? About the test, troubles, and times. You know, a salesman they're one-sided. And just because, and even a salesman can talk about the other side. You know, he can talk about the other side of the product. You know, the problems with this product is this, that, and the other at the end of the day. He's still not going through what somebody within the lifestyle will go through on an everyday basis. This motherfucker's working a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? The 9 to 5 is a totally different walk of life than being inside of the lifestyle. You know what I mean? We got to just add that in there. You know what I'm saying? So motherfucker talking about working at Best Buy, you don't have to worry about law enforcement, Homeland Security, the feds, and none of that other shit. A young lady telling on you, the different personalities that you may have to go through on an everyday basis. Niggas hating on you, people shaking your hand, taking your game, and then what they do is they mimic a lot of things that you say, but add some square ass shit to it. You don't gotta worry about motherfuckers trying to kill you on the blade and you pop it out your mouth. You know what I mean? Your mouth is the AK-47. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to ride down a blade with machine guns and shit like that. Your mouthpiece is the machine gun itself. You know what I'm saying? It's just that a lot of times, you know, to these niggas, words do hurt. You know, I was taught sticks and stones might break your bones, but words should never hurt you. That's not the case with some of these niggas. Some of these niggas that take you out the motherfucking game, you understand me? You pop it for real. You know what I mean? I be holding back from popping it sometimes, to be honest. You know what I mean? I think a lot of y'all can tell. Ambassador, I be holding back like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I can chop these motherfuckers up. I'm going to take them to the chop house. You know what I'm saying? For the niggas that want the steak and the meat and potatoes and all this shit that the nigga said on the soft white underbelly, or what was it? No jumper? Soft white underbelly. Yeah, man. I take them to the chop house, though. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Salesman is a better con artist than a P. And a P is not a con artist, too. That's another thing. A lot of people correlate a salesman with a pimp. A lot of young ladies say, you're trying to run game on me. Just because I use all of my syllables and I use all my words and I pronounce all my words and I know what the hell I'm talking about does not make me a salesman. A lot of young ladies think that a P is a stupid motherfucker that can't put his words together. You know, you dress like this. Were you going to church? You know what I mean? Or they think this shit is a costume or some shit. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, in the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Because I love saying that throughout all my life. I'm going to do a live card at the end of the day and the beginning of the day. At the end of the day and the beginning of the day, you know what I'm saying? A motherfucker that's a salesman doesn't mean that he's in his game. He needs to be knocked, you know what I'm saying? For a bitch that he likes. You know what I'm saying? For a bitch that he really likes, you know what I'm saying? And you also want to know if he's a P? You really want to know if he's a P's presentation of the truth. Come on. A P has to be a presentation of the truth. Come on. And if you really want to know if it's in him as well, you really want to know if this shit is in him, on top of him going, being homeless and not selling no shit, his discipline, dick discipline, you know what I'm saying? You got to have some discipline, man. You got to have discipline at the end of the day. You can't say that you a pimp. You can't say this shit is in you if you have no discipline. You know what I mean? As a man, one of the core values of a man is having discipline. If you don't have no discipline, if a young lady asks you, give me an example of how you had discipline in your life. Not saying that a young lady would ask you this, but if she happened to ask you this, can you give me an example? Can she look at your life now and see any signs of discipline? Saving money, you know what I mean? Anything. I mean anything. Do you work out on a regular basis? Shout out to Freeze. You know, Freeze is somebody that prides himself on working out on a regular basis. He has an example of discipline. Every man that has discipline, to me, a man that has discipline, you know, that's a trait of some authentic representation within the lifestyle. You have discipline. So it's rather, we're staying away from that young lady, you know what I mean? Staying away from running up in her because the trap ain't right. She hasn't been talking right or acting right. She hasn't been conducting herself the way she should be. You know what I'm saying? And having discipline in that. And it's different. It's a difference between fake discipline and real discipline. You know what I'm saying? Let me break that down too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of individuals, they call it discipline, but you just don't like the bitch. I mean, you just don't like her at the end of the day. It ain't that, oh yeah, I'm disciplined, P. I'm standing away from that shit right now. She got to run up my feet. No, motherfucker. You just don't like that bitch. And like I said, you know what I'm saying? A broad that you like, you know what I'm saying? That's going to test you for real. A broad that you're attractive to, that's going to test you for real. But if it's really in you, it don't matter what the fuck this bitch look like. I'm standing on principles regardless. Because I understand that I have a name in this game. It's people that's watching me. And I understand that my name and my legacy is everything. Not one bitch can fuck with my legacy or my name. But at the end of the day, if I want people to take me serious in this lifestyle, if I want to motivate people in the lifestyle, there's just certain things I can't do. You know, a pimp might think about doing those things. Like, man, she bad. And I'm just keeping it honest. I'm being the truth. A pimp might see a thick ass broad and be like, damn, she thick as fuck. You know what I mean? Ooh, man, I can just imagine. But you know what? A pimp is going to say, you know what? Even if I had this broad in my presence, I'll still turn that shit down. You know why? Because that same broad could sit up there, if you do go there and take it there, such and such, and the ambassador Ron, he was doing this and doing that. You know, he was doing this and that. One of the reasons why I could pop it like this on a public platform is because I don't have those testimonies. I don't have those testimonies. Can't nobody go in the comment section and say, Ambassador Ron did this with me, he did that with me. That's why my shit is public, on a public platform. A lot of niggas say, please don't go on public. No, you can't go on a public platform because you know goddamn well the bitches gonna sit up there and say you a motherfucking lie. You was just tricking off and eating my motherfucking toes the other night. You know what I'm saying? Our pimp is a crowd funder looking for investments, not a handout. Okay, I'm saying acrobatic tricks in the bed. Come on, man. Come on. Acrobatic tricks in the bed. WWE to P. You know what I'm saying? WWE to P. You know what I'm saying? What is it called? RKOing bitches. You know how wrestlers get on top of they get on top of the thing and they jump and they land on the motherfucking other wrestlers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. No, what is it called? RKO or you know what I'm talking about, right?
Jumping from the top rope on the hoe, man.
Jumping from top ropes and landing on a bitch. Yeah, I'm on a bitch back, man. Look, man, you know what I'm saying? That don't got nothing to do with this game. But a broad that you like, see, a lot of niggas is pimps. They're quote-unquote pimps until they find a bitch that they like. And that's real talk.
Next thing you know, they get on one knee to pee.
Get on one knee, proposing to bitches. You know, pimps don't get on one knee to propose to their hoes in order for them to get some money. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say that. And this is another thing, on top of motherfuckers only being P's, you know what I mean? P's, quote unquote, only until they find a bitch that they like. Not only through when you're homeless, that could show if you really some authentic representation of this lifestyle. Not only if you're homeless, but also when you do have money, that's gonna really show also. You know what I'm saying? Because the struggle will reveal the real. You know what I'm saying? When you have money, when people get a certain amount of money, they say, you know what? They start doing certain things that, you know, when they didn't have money, that they wouldn't do. Because money can expose true character. Sinful talked about this plenty of times. Money can for surely expose true character. You know what I mean? Because when you have an abundance of money, you like, you know what? I can do some of the things that I've always imagined doing. For an individual to be some real folks in today's time is very fucking rare. Very rare. Very rare. It's either a nigga got a bitch he don't really like, you know what I'm saying? Or he got a bitch that he really likes and he's doing some trick ass shit in order for her to stay. Getting cussed the fuck out, you know what I mean? All on camera and shit. Getting cussed the fuck out all in public. The bitch is pointing at him in his face. You know what I mean? Spitting all in his face. Treating him like a motherfucking doormat. What did a free say? Wipe your feet out the door when you step into a pimp's domain? No, he is the motherfucking doormat. You know what I'm saying? The bitch is wiping her feet all on his face. All on his pimping. You know what I'm saying? She wiping her feet at the doormat. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of doormat, at the end of the day, hey, you know what I'm saying? Doing trick ass shit for a bitch to come home, buying her outfits. Let me just say this too. This is how else you know it's not in him. If he has the mentality, P, at the end of the day, we gotta make sure the bitch dressed right before we send her outside. You gotta think of it like this, P. Like you saying it from one standpoint. You doing your little thing on the YouTube channel. But you gotta think of it like this though, P. Check church. You know what I'm saying? Check church real quick though, P. Hey, if the bitch only got $100, I'ma go get her that outfit. You feel me? Even if she don't got no clothes, P. You gotta think about it, P. She don't got no clothes, P. I'ma at least get the bitch a little mini. What's $20 at the store though, P? Think about it, man. Fuck all that. It's not about the money. It's not all about the money. The bitch didn't give you shit and you getting her something. You know what I'm saying? What happened to all on the bitch? You know what I mean? What happened to all that? That's how else you know it's not in him at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Some of the dudes got the spirit of the tricking and there's no powerful message that can get it out of him. If he has the mentality to put the bitch first before himself, you know, and for individuals that are not in this lifestyle, you can utilize this as a man. Put yourself first. It's not in him if he just can't help himself. He just has to put the bitch first. I got $100, P. What's wrong with getting her an outfit? It's an investment. Buying a bitch no fucking outfit is not no fucking investment. Them bitches be taking them little outfits, blowing on you niggas, and going towards the nigga that they like. You know what I mean? Buying an outfit is not a fucking investment. Your pimping is the investment. The discipline is the investment. Which, you know, like Freeze would say, put some love in your body. That's an investment. That's an investment on your health. Reading a book, exercising, popping it, soaking up game, getting a motherfucking consultation is an investment, nigga. Not paying for a $100 outfit. That bitch can wear that $100 outfit and be on the phone like this the whole night with her legs put together.
Daddy gonna make it back.
Daddy gonna make it back? How can a square be more pimpish in a daily life? We used to call it chili pimping. Yeah, chili pimping, man. You know what I mean? A lot of these niggas is, you know, like they used to say, chili pimping. I don't even want to just put the word chili pimping. I don't want to put pimping at the end of the, niggas should work at Chili's. That's just plain as, just it. Work at Chili's. These niggas don't need to be doing no pimping. If he just, I gotta buy her outfit. Or niggas that's, and my thing is this. Once a motherfucker get chopped, because this is not no chopping. This is me giving some game for those that profess to do it the right way, right? Once individuals heard some of the things that I've said, or any of my brothers or Freeds or Sinful or Dre, or any individual that talked about this lifestyle, once they heard this shit, like, man, don't buy that bitch shit. I'm not buying that bitch shit. You know, I'm not taking my last and, no, if it's my last, she gonna have to figure it out. Straight like that. You know, niggas buying bitches plane tickets and shit. I ain't never bought a bitch a plane ticket. And don't plan on doing it. I don't plan on doing it. We don't put abroad first before yourself, because if you ain't good, how the fuck is she gonna be good if you ain't good? If I'm not good, we ain't good. That's how that shit work. When you really serious about the lifestyle. When it's really in you. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have a car, what the fuck I look like taking the last $100 I got buying this bitch an outfit? It's not about the money, it's about the principles. You don't have shit. Even if you sleeping out of your motherfucking car, what the fuck do I look like taking this $100 and making sure she got a room and I'm sleeping in the car? Oh, it's an investment. Bitch is gonna have to bust some motherfucking car dates. We not here to play. I'm not here to play. And everything I'm saying is strictly entertainment and educational purposes. I didn't talk to some authentic representation, and I'm fired up after talking to them. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone or promote any criminal activities whatsoever. What the fuck I look, that's how you know it's not in him either. If he's got the bitch room and you sleeping in the car, that's very unpimpish. A lot of you niggas is making sacrifices at the end of the day that are very unpimpish. If I'm sleeping in the car at the end of the day, the bitch is sleeping in the car in the back seat. I don't even want us to be sleeping in the motherfucking car. You know what I'm saying? Bitch need to be outside if I'm inside. She need to be down. That's how that shit work. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the night, you know what I mean? We should be able to get a room. Man, I had to correct myself. I had to even correct myself. I'm so passionate. I said, hold on, time out. Bitch sleeping in the car with me. Bitch needs to be down. Because, and this is another thing too, if it's really in you, and I gotta say this too, even if you're in the lifestyle or not in the lifestyle, if you are in the lifestyle, if it's really in you, and we can talk about just being a man, if it's really in you, you would go after a woman, or you would let that woman come towards you that really is willing to make those sacrifices. It's not in you if you continuously deal with young ladies that are not willing to make any sacrifices for you. It actually has a spirit of tricking, because what you're telling yourself is you don't know your self-worth. You keep you keep getting these broads that are not willing to make any fucking sacrifices for you. And you keep entertaining these bitches that are not willing to make any sacrifices for you. No sacrifices, no rewards. You know, Sinful, he used to say this all the time, the price of success is sacrifice. You know what I mean? Sacrifice. If you keep entertaining bitches that are not making a sacrifice, it's not in you. Top of it, man. First live I caught from you. Top of it, man, my guy. Another day in paradise, man. Anytime we wake up in the morning, it's another day in motherfucking paradise. Hit that like button. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
I'm a couple dollars away, you know what I mean, from me getting another check in YouTube. So if you guys want to send a super chat, I'd really appreciate that. If you want to do a consultation, I'd greatly appreciate that. You know what I mean? Supporting this game, I greatly appreciate that, and I'm gonna reciprocate the same energy right back. And I don't even do this just for the money. I love popping it. I love getting on here popping it. And I'm not saying anything that's incriminating, because everything I'm saying you can use if you're not in the lifestyle. You can use if you work a 9 to 5. Right now we game oriented and we talking about the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Don't entertain those bras that's not doing shit for you at the end of the day. That's not, you know, making those sacrifices for you. She tell you, I don't got an ID. You know what I mean? I don't got an ID. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no money on me. You know what I'm saying? If you really wanted me to come home, you would come get me. You know what I'm saying? It's not in you at the end of the day if you're gonna go, you keep doing it on a repeated basis. You know what I'm saying? Another, because I'm gonna get to the ladies too. Another way it's not all the way in you. If you getting chopped the fuck up and something in you decides to get violent, you know what I mean? Or you decide to cut one of your brothers off. We gotta talk about this. P, this turning into a gang revival. Come on now, it's only right. It's not in the motherfucker if you chop his ass up, and he want to get into a physical altercation. If you chop him up, a lot of times it's not even a chopping, it's a correction. You might correct the pimping or somebody that calls himself the pimping, and he want to get violent. If he wants to get violent at the end of the day, it's not in him. That's not a mistake. If you talk passionately and he gets offended and he wants to fight, he wanna swing out. He wanna swing on you. He wanna pull out a knife. You know what I mean? Or a motherfucking deuce, or a motherfucking revolver, or a 30 round. It's not in him. A lot of individuals that's in the game, you try to, that's still my partner. We brothers at the end of the day. We get it. Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. We brothers shit. Fuck all that. We brothers shit. The nigga pulled out a gun on you. The nigga pulled out a knife on you. The nigga wanted to go blow to blow with you and fight you behind what the fuck you said. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You know what I mean? And I see this a lot in the gang banging community. A lot of niggas that proclaim to be this gang, you know what I'm saying? They gang bang pimping, and they get into it, and they say, you know, oh, we just brothers, we get into it. You can have heated discussions, but at that one moment, you should never desire to pull out a gun on that man. Never. Of words, if my words made you pull out a weapon or want to fight me, you are not this pimping. You know what I mean? It's not in them. Stop trying to give game to these niggas that it's not in them. The moment you see that it's not in them, we have nothing else to talk about when it comes to pimping. You know what I'm saying? Marshall, blessings, top of it, another day in paradise, man. We have nothing to talk about. If I knocked one of my partners at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, the broad came home, or say Victoria's valet knocked me at the end of the day. Let's just say we had broads in the lifestyle, hypothetically speaking, right? We talking hypotheticals, you know what I'm saying? Hypothetical. At the end of the day, not once should Ambassador Ron desire to go grab a knife. I should be like, P, let's link up so I can drop off the bitch clothes. You understand me? I don't even want a bitch clothes in my possession or her ID. That's a different message. But let's drop off the bitch clothes, and you know what I mean? When he pulling up in this pimpish ass ride, that, you know, I'm hiding in the bushes with a shotgun, with a beam and shit like that. That don't got nothing to do with this game. Hiding in the bushes ready to ambush a pimp has nothing to do with this game. And for the individuals that's, you know, waiting for the pimp might be walking, you know, down the street, popping it just a little bit, and you pulling by with your Pushaisi. Oh, that's Ambassador Ron. Put on my Pushaisi mask. Nigga ain't no fucking pimping. I don't care how many hey now, say nows he says. Shotgun with a beam is crazy work. For real. If I'm chopping a motherfucker, or even just giving him some game, you know what I'm saying, and he decides to make a diss song, you understand me? If he decides to make a fucking diss song, that's not no damn pimp. You took the time out. I was on your mind. You took the time out, went in the studio, put on a beat,
You telling me the whole 4 minutes I was on your mind. Okay, that's one song. Then you made a whole album dedicated towards Ambassador Ron? Talk about keep it pimpish, P. Just because I correct you doesn't mean I wasn't keeping it pimping. I gotta just say that. I gotta say that at the end of the day. If a motherfucker dedicates making continuous diss songs, they have nothing else to talk about, makes continuous diss songs, because I corrected him or stated my opinion, that nigga ain't no fucking pimp. Niggas could call it whatever they want. That's fed shit. That's an indictment. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Me exercising my First Amendment right, freedom of motherfucking speech. If you want to call it what you call, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know what I mean? That ain't no motherfucking pimping. Talking about keep it cool, P. We got rifles. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We gonna kill them. We gonna run them down. You play with niggas around me that'll do it. Be cool, P. I got niggas around me that'll do it. Get the fuck up out of here. You not no fucking pimp. I don't care how loud the bass is in the motherfucking car. I don't care how cool of a beat it is. I don't care if the words sound so pimpish. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You making this song towards me, you know what I mean, or any other pimp because he was popping it, you're not a pimp. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for anybody making diss songs. Not one person in particular that I'm pretty sure is niggas that ain't got knocked and they making diss songs and shit. Feelings probably by just saying this. You know what I mean? But I really don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? And for the bitches at the end of the day that entertain that bullshit, you can kiss my motherfucking ass, bitch. Straight up. You know what I mean? And go kill your motherfucking self. Just like that. You know what I mean? And it's still another day in motherfucking paradise, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. You know what I mean? Straight up. You know what I mean? But that's how you know that's not in him either. I'm gonna give it another example, and I want my brother to take over in regards to how else it's not in him. You know what I'm saying? This is another way you want to know if it's really in him or not, because you might be like, Ambassador Ron, you didn't touch on a lot. You know, if it's really no, for real. You know what I mean? Another way you know it's not in him at the end of the day, and I see this on a regular basis. Did you see the rapper from BPS beat up the bitch on the blade, but run at the court from the guys? Yeah, I seen that shit. You know what I mean? I think Freeze touched on that. You know, I seen a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? And this is another thing. You know what I'm saying? If at the end of the day the broad wants to leave, and you're withholding her items, you know what I'm saying? Her clothes, her bra, you know what I mean? Her hair scarf, her bonnet. I mean, P, we don't hold on to those as trophies. I know a lot of niggas that call these bitches trophies, but holding her bonnet as a trophy, and I know these niggas call these bitches queens and shit like that. The bonnet is not a crown, P. The bonnet should be the trophy. A lot of you niggas trying to hold on to memories, you need to just let that shit go. You know what I mean? Let that bonnet go, P. Let that bitch clothes go, P. Let that bitch ID go, P. Like people in the game say today, relinquish. You know what I mean? Relinquish. I don't use those words because the bitch was never held captive around this motherfucker. Relinquish is like to open the gates and let free. Y'all don't like using them words, man. The bitch always has a free will. You know what I mean? Straight up. You know what I mean?
Bitch always got a free will, man.
Come on. I don't gotta relinquish something that gotta.
Another thing too, also going on that gangsterism and the soft white underbelly, man, that shit gotta come to an end, man. Come on, you letting a bitch sit there and judge if you the pimping or not. We don't do that either, man.
Come on.
You know what I mean? We don't do that.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? And those are some ways you know it's not in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's not in them. You know what I mean? Letting a broad sit up there, that's another way you know it's not in them. Because you got to be a man before anything, right? And letting a broad sit up there and cuss you the fuck out. You know, like I said, letting her cuss you out. You know what I mean? And not correcting her. It's not in them. Letting the bitch, you know, putting your tire, busting your windshield, and I'm just going through pimp problems, P. I'm just going through pimp problems. Them is not no pimp problems, nigga.
Them husband-wife problems.
Come on. Come on, man.
That's baby mama drama.
That's baby mama drama. Save the drama for your baby mama, nigga. That's baby mama drama. Saying that, I'm just going through the pimp problems, man. And then putting on the song Pimp Problems.
Man, you know what I mean? Baby daddy in distress. You know what I mean? Baby mama in distress. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they don't got nothing to do with this game. Now you want to say anything else before we move on to the next topic in regards to how do you know if it's in them or not?
Man, the most basic way to know is he keeping her down? Is he keeping her down when it's really, testing times and, Pimping getting in certain situations where, the money's low, she got to stay down. It ain't no questions, it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It ain't no, maybe tomorrow. Ain't no tomorrow. Tomorrow might not come.
Come on.
It's today to peak.
Come on.
It's today to peak for sure.
Come on. And that's a brilliant point that he made because a lot of give in. They say, man, this bitch is acting up. The trap is slow. You know what I mean? She didn't tell me that she want to spend more quality time. She didn't say all this shit. I'm just gonna get a bitch what she want, man. I got lucky anyway. You know what I'm saying? I got lucky anyway. I might as well start giving the bitch what she want. And, motherfuckers is like that. When the bitch start testing him and he fails the test, it's not in him. Now we got to get to the ladies, man. We got to get to the ladies. We got to, her feet hurt. Oh, my feet hurt. You know what I'm saying? And because there's going to come a time where the bitches start the trap gets slow. She got an attitude. Her feet hurt. Her phone is dying. The tricks is playing all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? All the problems you could think of. The bitch ain't answering her phone. She falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come a time where she takes off her motherfucking mask. You know what I mean? When she takes off her mask, you got to keep the lenses of game on. You understand me? You got to keep the lenses of game on when the bitch take off her mask. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to go to the ladies at the end of the day. We got to talk about it with the ladies, man. How do you know if it's in her? A lot of young ladies, at the end of the day, they don't belong in this motherfucking game.
Man.
Just because she's pretty, just because she got a fat booty, just because she got the long hair that you like. Ooh, she got the long hair, she got the booty. That don't mean it's in this bitch. You know what I mean? If you sit up there and you tell her, the pimping comes first. The pimping comes first. A man comes first. At the end of the day, she has no history of putting a man first. She doesn't desire to put you first. This shit ain't for that bitch. Check her history. Do you have a history of taking any man serious? No. Did she take you serious? No. It ain't in her. We're not going to use the hypotheticals and shit like that. We're going to look at exactly what she's showing you. Straight up. No history of taking a man serious, and she don't take you serious. It ain't in the bitch to take nobody serious. Stop making excuses for the bitch because you thinking with your dick. That's what it really be. Motherfuckers be thinking with their dick, and they try to justify all the excuses on why they should still talk to that bitch. It ain't in her. She never put no man first. That's why she asked you for $10 on Cash App. That's why she asked you to send her $20 on Cash App. That's why she asked for a flight, and not from an actual trick. You know what I mean? That's why at the end of the day, she talked to you the way she talked to you, because she doesn't have a history of putting nobody first. Man. But herself. She don't even put herself first. So that's how you know it's not in her. Another way you know it's not in her is when you put her through those test troubles in time, and through time, she doesn't evolve and become better. I'm talking about some authentic representation. She goes through those tests and those troubles, and she doesn't become better. She doesn't desire to stay down. You know what I mean? It ain't in her. It ain't in her to stay down because the thing is, she's a square. You know what I mean? A lot of individuals, it ain't in her because it was meant for her to be a square. She's not going to evolve in a lifestyle because she's a square. She never desired to be in this lifestyle. I see Young P looking fly and making the game look great. Appreciate that. Shout out to Sepulveda Prince. Some great representation, man. Shout out to Sepulveda, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't in that broad at the end of the day. When she sit up there and tell you some shit like this, like, what are you going to do for me? Like, if I do come home, what are you going to do for me? And she doesn't have a history of putting any real folks first. All that will, P, you got, it's subjective, P, because she can get with this person. No. It's not in her. You want to know how I know it's not in her? All that, she'll do that with you, but with me, she won't do that shit. No, P.
She'll mask it because you're somebody new.
And if you don't give that bitch what she wants, her true colors will show.
Come on.
It wasn't in her. She's trying to be the best square
She can be in the lifestyle.
She's using the lifestyle as a gateway to her
Best square life.
She was a square's reject
Like Freeze would say, she's a square reject.
at the end of the day, and she got into the lifestyle, and the
Only thing she know how to do is sell some damn pussy.
when you start saying no to sex, see if that bitch still stand tall. When you start saying, bitch, your business, that's not coming
First before me. I come first. My information comes first. Me getting the shit that I want comes first.
See if that bitch is stomped down. And don't give her no dick. Until it's the right time.
See if that bitch is still stumped down.
It ain't in her. You making her believe
She's a hoe because you ain't tested her.
if she under some real folks for real,
That bitch will get it. Man, the bitch will fuck around and say, I never want to pee ever again. I'd rather be a square.
you know what I mean? It ain't in her. If she can't get down
Without drinking, smoking,
being off the exotic drugs,
she can't get down and make money without being off of some type of substance. It ain't in her.
she's trying to be a party girl within the lifestyle. It ain't in her. A lot of young ladies, they're basically fitting right into the stereotype.
You know, a lot of those young ladies are only in the lifestyle because, you know what I mean, their childhood traumas and shit. And then you ask these young bitches about their childhood traumas. Okay, tell me about your childhood traumas. When I was 6, my mama took my bottle from me. Bitch, that ain't no childhood trauma. You didn't have to go through segregation, racial discrimination, and sitting, white water fountain drinks and black water fountain drinks. You didn't have to go through that shit. Bitch, stop telling me about your fake ass trauma.
When I was 6 and when they did take away the bottle, I was sucking on the baby bottle and I used to get breastfed. And bitch, shut the fuck up. That ain't no